This tutorial, I'll show you how you can edit and color grade a photo in Photoshop from the start to the very end. And in this, we're going to be basically learning how you can easily process your raw images, how to do skin retouching, and finally how to do color grading and getting the best kinds of skin tones in the images. So like the video and don't forget to subscribe if at all you're watching and you are not a subscriber to this channel. So this is a raw file taken using the Canon R, and this image was taken by Abraham Pictures. So I'm just going to come and I first of all correct the lighting and contrast issues regarding this very photo. So I'll take the highlights down to recover information in the dress slightly, and also do the same for the whites, just like that. Then I'll take the blacks down to add contrast into the dark areas of the image. Then I'll come and open up the shadows just a little bit, and I'll add contrast to the image and slightly open up the exposure of this very image to around 30. Then I feel like the image is a little bit leaning on the cool side, so I'll come to the temperature slider and I warm up the image to around 5400 kelvins, and this gets the image to look a little bit warm regarding even the skin tones. So after doing that, I'll go straight to my color mixer, and in color mixer we have hue, saturation and luminance. So I'll just come to the hues and I play around with the hues of the greens to see how it is going to be affecting the background in this case. So just want the greens to look more of the yellows, so I'll look at the yellows in this case. Then I want the yellows to look more towards the green side, so this is going to be more of a taste and preference. And I'll also take the blues towards the aqua side to have a little bit of teal look to the image. Then I'll come to saturation, and the saturation I'll simply play around with the saturation of the green slightly to around 30. Don't mind if at all you overdo this, because you can always come back and correct the saturation levels. And I'll do the same for the blues to make the blues in the water behind right there and in the sky to pop a little bit more. So I'll scroll down to our calibration and I'm going to come to the blue primary. In order to make the image pop, I'll come to the saturation level of the blue primary under calibration. I'll take the saturation slider higher, just like that, to intensify or make the image pop a little bit more. But this is going to make the image oversaturated, so we just want to reduce on the saturation levels of the image. So I'll just come slightly reduce on the blues like I said, and I'll come to my saturation slider and slightly reduce on the saturation of the overall image so that it can look better and a little bit more natural. So you can see the before and after, before, after. I'll have to open the image in Photoshop for us to do the next kind of adjustments on this very image. So right now we're in Photoshop, and the very first thing I'll have to do in this image is first of all removing the softbox. So I'll just get the spot healing brush tool, and with the spot healing brush tool selected, the mode is normal. I'll simply paint over the softbox to get rid of it, and that is going to eliminate the softbox from that part of the image. So after doing that, we're going to go straight into the skin retouching. So for skin retouching, come to the background layer right here and press Ctrl J, or you can use Command J to create two layers. Double click on that layer to rename it to color. Then double click on the topmost layer to name it to texture. And after doing that, select the color layer and turn off the texture layer. Then for this, simply come to filter, blur, come to Gaussian blur. So after coming to Gaussian blur, take the radial slider all the way down and click on an area that has more details on the skin. So you can zoom in by using the zoom in icon. So start taking up the radial slider and stop at the point whereby the details or the textures on the skin are just starting to get lost or to disappear. So at around 3, that is when the details or the textures on the skin are just starting to disappear. Click OK. Select the texture layer and now activate it. Then you're going to come to image, apply image. So when you come to apply image, the source is the name of the image you're editing. Layer, select the color layer. Channel RGB, the blending is going to be add because we are editing a 16-bit image. The scale is to offset 0, and turn on the invert option and you'll see the image turn into gray. But in case you're editing an 8-bit image, you have to use a blending of subtract. The scale is to offset 128, and make sure the invert option is not turned on, and you'll see the settings on this gray like kind of layer. So ours is a 16-bit image, so the settings will be blending add, the scale is to offset 0, invert turned on, click OK, change the blend mode from normal and change it all the way down to linear light. You'll get back the image to display the way it was meant to be initially before. So select both layers, then after selecting both layers, press Ctrl or you can press Command G on the keyboard to group the layers. Open up the group and select the color layer. And after selecting the color layer, turn off the texture or high frequency layer. Then you're going to come to the brushes, right click and get the mixer brush tool. So every tool you select in Photoshop, the settings are always going to display above there. So for settings, clean brush is selected. Then the second option that says clean brush after each stroke is selected. The weight is 9%, load 75, mix is 90, flat 100%. Make sure sample all layers is not turned on. And after doing that, it is time to blend the skin tone. So just zoom in by using Ctrl plus, or you can use Command plus on the keyboard. And using a brush tool, you can increase or reduce on the size of the mixer brush tool by using the open and close square bracket keys on the keyboard. And in case the mixer brush tool is showing a plus icon, make sure you deactivate or you press the caps lock key. So how to blend, you simply make sure the brush is small enough to mix a given color. So you mix colors that are looking alike, mix the highlights alone, midtones alone, and the shadows alone, depending on the area that you're trying to work on. So I'll be doing this for the rest of the areas that have skin, so that I can create a smooth effect over our model or over on the subject's skin. So reduce on the size and zoom in slightly by using Ctrl plus on the keyboard. And you can see to mix, basically left click and hold down, and you blend or you move the brush in a given direction. So I'll be doing this over every single area that has or contains skin tones, so that we can create a smooth looking kind of skin. So when it comes to the nose, you can see I'm following the way the face is shaped in this case. So I'm basically painting just like that to blend the tones. And by the way, you can as well work with the texture layer turned on, in case you can't see where to blend and where not to blend. So I'm just going to come to the hand area. So I prefer to work with this layer turned off. So for the hands, I'm just going to paint just like that on the hand, just like that, to try to even out the tones on the hands. And using a very small brush, come and brush over the knuckles just like that, to try to blend the knuckles well or better into the image or into the photo. So just hold down the space bar key and left click to move down to other areas like the legs. So you can even brush over the dress. So I'm just going to select that texture layer and activate it. So for the dress, since it has some texture, I'll just come and avoid those textures. So I'm trying to remove these wrinkles that are part of the dress. So you can see it is trying to smoothen out most of the wrinkles on her outfit. Ctrl minus to zoom out. So after blending the tones, you can select the texture layer and get the clone stamp tool. The mode is normal, past, and the flat 100%. Sample is sent to current layer. The sample is set to current layer. So you can zoom all the way in by using Ctrl plus on the keyboard and zoom all the way in to see the pimples or blemishes. So to remove this pimple, hold down the option key on the keyboard and make sure the size of the clone stamp tool is slightly bigger than the pimple that you want to remove. So option and left click on a clean area to copy that clean area. For Windows, it is the alternate key on the keyboard. So option, left click, and release the option key on the keyboard and left click once again over the pimple tool. Replace the pimple with clean skin in that given area, just like that. So you can see it is very, very nice and simple when you're trying to clear or remove these skin imperfections or blemishes from the model's or subject's skin. Ctrl minus to zoom out. So after you have done this, the next thing is going to be creating a stamp visible layer. So how do we create a stamp visible layer? We simply press Shift Option Command E on the keyboard. Shift Option Command E for Mac, then Shift alternate Control E on the keyboard for Windows. Then come to Select and come to Subject, and Photoshop is going to automatically select a subject for us. And after doing that, we're going to come right here to the new layer icon and create an empty layer. Then change the blend mode of the empty layer from normal to color. Then we're going to come to the brushes, and this time around select the brush tool, the normal brush tool, and make sure the hardness set to 0, soft round brush is selected. The mode is normal, opacity at 100%, flat 100%. So this time around, we just want to even out or create an even looking kind of skin tone. So look for the image and zoom in. And to sample a color on the skin, we just want to choose a color on the skin that we want the rest of the skin to look like. So I'll just hold down the option key on the keyboard and sample that color. Option and left click to sample a given color. And after sampling that color, we have to just start come and paint on the skin or over the skin. And you can, by just doing this, it is going to create an even looking kind of skin color or skin tone. So I'm just going to quickly paint, and the reason that's why we first of all selected our image is because during the painting process we don't want the color to spill over to the background. We just want to limit the colors or the skin tone color to only our subject in this case. So I have painted majority of those areas. So make sure you paint on each and every area that contains or has skin tones or skin color. So you can see right here on the ear, we also have some tones right there. So space bar and come to the hands and just quickly paint over the hands. So take your time as you're doing this, but I'm just trying to rush through the whole process to give you an idea of how this is all done quickly and easier, so that we don't take a lot of time on this kind of tutorial. So I'm just going to paint just like that. Don't mind if at all the color spills out of a given area that you're trying to paint on. So I just come to the lower part of the body, that is the legs. So for the legs, you can see it left out a given selection. So I'll simply press Ctrl D, or you can press Command D to deselect, so that we can have the liberty to paint over half feet or the legs in this case. So take your time as you are painting accurately, so you can see how easy it is to create even looking kinds of skin tones or skin color on the image. So just like that. So in case you make a mistake on an area and you want to remove a color, just select the eraser tool, and with the eraser tool simply use it to erase. The work of the eraser is to rub away or erase the errors. So I'm using the eraser tool to erase or rub away the areas that I may have made mistakes on. So I hope you understand how this is all done easily and quicker. So you can see we accidentally left out some areas. So press B for the brush tool once again, and with the brush tool selected, you can simply go ahead and paint on those areas that you may have accidentally not painted in the first place. So I hope you can see how easy it is to color grade or even skin color and skin tones. I know this may be looking a little bit odd, and I want to show you how you can refine this. So Control minus or Command minus. The skin looks okay, but it may be looking a little bit overdone. So just come the opacity and reduce on the opacity to your liking. So I'll just go with an opacity of around 67, and you can even come and refine this. So just come to selective color, and first of all perfect our whites in this case. So just come, select the whites, and you can see we have some little bit of blues in the white. So I'm just going to come and simply add a little bit of warmth to the yellows and play around with the sun slider to see what works best for us. So I'm just going to take it around 19, and I'll switch to black and also play around with the blacks to see how the background is going to be affected. You can see the greens are now popping a little bit more by taking the sun slider a little bit towards the positive side. So like I said, sometimes the skin may be looking a little bit overdone. Come and create a hue and saturation adjustment layer. select the reds and come to lightness, and you can turn down the lightness of the overall reds, and that is going to mute or reduce on the oversaturated color in the skin tones of our subject. So let's do a little bit of eye whitening if the subject is eye. So just come and create a last hue and saturation adjustment layer. Come to master and simply make sure master is selected and take down the saturation all the way to around negative 77. Press Ctrl I, or you can press Command I on the keyboard. With the brush tool selected, make sure you have black and white on these two color swatches. In case you don't have black and white, simply press D on the keyboard to reset it to the default, that is white and black. So with the brush tool selected, make sure white is the foreground color. I'm just going to zoom into the image by using Ctrl plus, or you can use Command plus on the keyboard. And I'm just going to reduce on the size of the brush. So with the brush tool selected, I'll just paint on what I feel should be white in the white area of the eye. And you can use the same technique for teeth whitening. So Command minus or Ctrl minus to zoom out. So this is what we have been able to achieve. So in case you want to do a little bit of adjustments like Liquify, you can go ahead and do that. So just create a stamp visible layer by pressing Shift Option Command E on the keyboard. Shift Option Command E for mark, then Shift alternate Ctrl E on the keyboard to create a stamp visible layer. Then come to Filter, Liquify, because we feel like we want to liquify some parts of the model. So I'm just going to come, make sure it is set to the forward warp tool. And with that done, you can zoom in by using Ctrl plus on the keyboard and reduce on the size of the forward warp tool. And for the settings I'm using, the size is 700, density is set to 50, pressure to 100. I'm just going to push just like that to add a little bit of curves just like that. Just a subtle curve just like that, and enhance the hips a little bit, just that. So I'm left clicking and pushing forward just a little bit. I feel like that is perfect and fine. And you can see before, after. So this looks okay. In case you have overdone it, you can even push this in a little bit. In case you feel like you have overdone it, you can click OK. So you can see the before Liquify, after, before, after. So this is what we have been able to achieve so far. So in order to save the image, simply come to File, Export, and come to Export As. And it's going to open up the Export As dialog box right here in Photoshop. And make sure the format is set to JPEG. Quality is set to the maximum, which is 7 for this case. The resample is set to by cubic sharper. And also make sure the color space is set to convert sRGB and embedded color profile. Make sure these two are checked and click on export, and you can save or export the image in whatever location that you want and click on save. So this is how you can edit and color grade a photo in Photoshop from the start to the very end. And in case you have enjoyed this, simply like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. If at all you have been watching and you're not a subscriber to this channel. Ronix from Ronix Photography. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in yet more videos on this channel. Don't forget to keep practicing and also keep creating.